Yo, welcome to this episode of Kraig Facts After Dark, man. I got a guest, man. And before I met him, I was a huge fan, man. And you know, God and the universe let us cross paths, man. And he turned out to be a very solid brother, man. And just a dope individual, man. Why don't y'all give it up for Mike, man, from Mike. Hey. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on?
Man, so let's talk about it, man. Shit, man. I mean, tell the world who you are, where you from, man.
I'm Mike, originally from Hammond, Louisiana, small town. I've been living in California since 1998.
Hell yeah.
Just been on a journey.
Right.
You know, ever since. I think the journey started, I would say, 2007 in Southern Cali.
Right. Say 2007, that's when the journey began?
Yeah, that's when I, decided I'm going to start my music career.
Right. So he got here in 98. That's when Lil Zane was the most popular rapper. Nigga,
Hey, no, he was.
Yeah, he was.
He really was popular.
Wow, take me back.
Scoop, roll with me, hold with me.
Can I ask anybody a question?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas seen Lil Zane without a do-rag on?
Nah, what he look like?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Nigga, George Jefferson Zane. So you get here in 98. You know what I'm saying? You was still in high school in 98,
Yeah,
right?
I was still in high school.
Freshman.
Actually, no. In 98, I was 8th grade.
Oh, you might.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, so you moved. What part of Cali did you move to?
Oakland, California.
To the Bay, the Yay area. That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
That was my first introduction to California.
Were you already into music before you got here?
Yeah, I come from a church background,
Okay.
musical background, so, but I never was around people that did music. That sounds weird, but
Right.
I come from a musical background, so.
So you weren't really around like recording artists.
Now, I wasn't around like just, if you didn't do music in the church, I wasn't around nobody.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Because we come from the era of you can't do music unless it's church.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My mom broke all my rap CDs.
That sound like my mama, nigga. I know all Daryl Coley shit. All Marvin's singers.
John P. Key ass
Nah.
nigga.
Yeah.
Classic.
Hell yeah. Hey, the first rap group that I was around, y'all got a lighter for that? First rap group I was around was the Gospel Gangsters.
The gospel gangster.
Yeah, rest in peace, Solo. That was my introduction into music. Solo used to take me to the studio with him, and you know what I'm saying. Rest in peace, Solo. Okay,
I
so
never would have known that.
yeah, he was dope, man. He was a dope rapper. So let me ask. So from 2007 to 1998, is that when basically the time when, or from 98 to 2007? That's the time basically when you was just honing your craft and
Still trying to figure out who I am as a person. I originally wasn't trying to do music. I thought, what we thought we was gonna do. I thought I was gonna be a real basketball player.
hell yeah.
Until real life hit, and it was like, nah, this ain't for you, buddy.
AI had all us regular sized niggas thinking we had a shot.
For sure. Really did. Sure.
100%.
Nigga, I was in the backyard working on my crossover. Like, if this little nigga can do it, man. Then Earl Boykins came. All these regular sized niggas. I'm like, oh, I got it. But it just didn't work out that way. Hell yeah. So let me ask, what's the first beat machine you ever made a beat on?
The Triton.
Okay,
That was like the music standard. Like Pharrell, every music producer had the Triton.
Hell yeah. Hey, that Triton was pricey than a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, that's what I tell everybody all the time. You had to have money to be in the music industry.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
It wasn't no just get a free program and have a laptop.
Nah.
You had
Well,
to pay
maybe
for
now,
it
but
all.
not back then, huh?
No, back then it was
back
pricey.
then you had
Yeah,
to
that's
spend
what
some
I'm
money.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And let me tell you something. If you had a Triton and an MPC, your daddy was white. Nigga, because the MP was $2,500.
Yeah,
A
$2,500.
Triton was $3 grand,
Yeah,
$4
$3
grand minimum. So you 5 G's in, nigga. Music, what? No,
And then you got to know how to use it.
Right.
You got to know how to use the equipment.
That's real spit. That's real spit. I used to be in the Guitar Center for hours trying to figure out ways that I could steal that Triton.
Man, listen.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's dope, man. So you got the Triton. So what year we talking about? 2000?
That was 2004.
Okay.
2004. I got my first piece of equipment, and to be honest with you, I had that shit for like a year and didn't even know how to use it.
Right.
Keep it real with you. So it sat there for a long time until I met this white boy named Marshall that knew how to use the equipment. He didn't know how to make beats.
Yeah.
And
White boys always know how to use the equipment.
Why the fuck is that?
I don't know, nigga. I mean, that's wild. So
I think he actually cared about what the shit did. I was just like, I'm trying to make it sound tight.
Right. So your first beat super trash?
I think everything you do it starts off trash.
Right.
And then, cause I mean, when you make beats, you kind of gotta copy.
Right.
Like what you hear.
Right.
And then you eventually grow into your own. Like when we first started out, when me and Keys first started out, all our beats sounded like Battle Cat. Because at the time, Battle Cat was like the standard.
Yeah.
What, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's when that East Sider shit dropped.
Yeah.
Right.
That was like the
Fire to me.
standard. Yeah.
Yeah, Battle Cat is a legend. Shout out to Battle Cat.
You didn't think your shit was like your first, like, okay, hearing it yourself, you didn't think, oh, this is nice.
Nah, cause it's like when you hearing the shit on the radio and you hearing everybody else shit, you like, nah, I ain't ready yet. This ain't my shit ain't professional. You can tell.
I feel you.
When you was rapping too?
Nah, I always was like, I'm gonna play my part.
Okay, because if you was about to say, I always make niggas spit the first verse they put on wax. My shit was trash. I'm gonna spit a few bars from my first verse. These niggas done heard it a million times. Nigga. First verse, nigga. I done had no style, nothing. I was like, the scheme in this.
Stop it.
You go right into this shit.
It's to sacrifice ethnic genes. That's trash. Niggas don't stand a chance in the justice system where life in jail is considered lenient.
Man, it's crazy to see how music has changed, though.
Right?
That's the type of nigga come to you like, let's make a beat for this verse, like, nigga.
That shit was trash, nigga. That's why I don't fuck with none of the niggas I used to fuck with when I made that, because they didn't tell me. Them niggas had me thinking I was nice, nigga. Okay, so now we around 2004, 2005-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you hook up with Keys?
I hooked up with Keys in 2006. And then we like officially started like our production group in 2008.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that means y'all really fuck with each other because y'all still going strong. That's a beautiful thing, man.
I don't know, no nigga I started music.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah.
That's dope. Okay, so now we 2008 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you done had the Triton, 4-5 years.
I at 2000, I'm finally on a laptop now because music is going from hardware to
Reasons.
digital. Yeah,
Right.
Everybody using a laptop, so I made that transition like before I moved to LA.
Right. Okay, so now we 2008. We got a project out, or what's happening in 2008?
2008, fresh out here in LA. First studio with Cypress Hill.
Okay.
Be Real.
That's where you got that from.
Damn, your nipples hard than a motherfucker right now. Shit, okay.
It's not even cold in here.
Yeah. So you fucking with Cypress Hill?
Exhibit, and Mailman. That
Mailman
produced
slept
Kraig 2001
Of
and
course.
Sir Jinx.
Okay, Sir
Jinx was the first person I kind of met when I walked in, LA, and I didn't really know his history. I didn't know he did all the Ice Cube shit. I didn't know, he was Dr. Dre's first cousin.
Right.
There was a lot of things I didn't know about Sir Jinx, so I'm walking in just saying he was just so hardcore on us. So I'm like, oh shit, we really in LA.
Yeah.
And the first song I ever did in LA was with King T.
The legend.
That's
From
wild, right?
Ramona.
Yeah,
Hey.
King T.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Ramona.
Nigga got a West Coast baptism.
That's
Yeah,
some
so
wild
like
shit.
we really like what people don't know about us is like we really got blessed by the G's early before we made our name.
Right.
We really came under the OG tree.
Right.
So we really got roasted, took everything. I say we earned it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't just, niggas was dope and niggas just didn't let us in. We had to earn that shit for sure.
So at that point, had you already figured out your creative process, or were you still trying to find that?
I think at that time we was just figuring out like who we was, like as a production team in LA, because at the time music was different. Everything was free, so the shit was like the Wild Wild West. Nobody didn't really know what was going on, so we was trying to figure it out too.
Right.
And that was like, I feel like the beginning stage of us trying to figure out what a producer does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which
Like,
is completely different than a beat maker.
yeah, for sure.
Please explain to the listeners the difference between a producer and a nigga that just makes beats.
All right. A nigga that makes beats just makes beats all day. Just makes beats and make beats. A producer is going to be in there with the artist, and you ain't necessarily like, I think it's screwed on what a producer does. Sometimes the producer got to be there to motivate the nigga to make sure he get the shit done.
Right.
Because a lot of artists are energy based. So if they energy ain't good, they ain't gonna fuck with the music.
Right.
And if you a real producer knows that.
Right.
So remember we was talking about earlier, I was telling you like sometimes you gotta trick the artist to get the shit done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
So that's what a producer does. Like Quincy Jones was in there with Michael Jackson arguing all day and being like, nah. And Michael like, I don't like this shit, and that's you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the producer job. Make sure everybody is doing their job so Michael does his job.
Right. Imani, when you hire somebody to work on set, what are some of the things you do to motivate them if they got a fucked up attitude or if they're not in the right spirits? You just fire a motherfucker, or what do you do?
I had a situation happen like that before. I had a photographer, male photographer, and it's me and a whole bunch of women. And so he was giving off this vibe where he was, I don't know, he just couldn't make the atmosphere be cool. So what I had to do was I was like, look, you know, you just handle taking the pictures, because I was so busy just running around doing everything, because, you know, I'm trying to make sure that everybody knows what they got to do. Everybody's staying busy. And so pretty much at that point, I was just trying to figure out, like, okay, what am I going to do? Because I need to handle my shit. And at the same time, I need to make sure that everybody's in a, you know, having a good energy right now. So that way the shoot goes really well. So when that situation happens, that's my favorite thing to do is I make the girls dance.
Right.
Turn on some music, just make the girls dance. And then, you know, I let him know, don't even talk to them.
Right.
Like, don't be too busy trying to ear hustle about what they got going on, because then he want to come back and be like, well, they was talking about this. And it's like, that's not your job. Your job is just to, I didn't understand how a guy like that doesn't know how to, like, be comfortable around women. Like, you know, like.
Let me ask you a question. Every real nigga that's kind of into the art that you are into, we want to know how much do they pay fluffers?
They don't get paid.
So motherfuckers is
Who
coming
says they
off,
get paid?
fluffers don't get paid?
I remember like my first time doing like a shoot with a lot of different people, other producers. I remember these ladies came through and I was like, oh wow, I've never seen them before. Like, who are they? And then they were like, oh, these are just my friends. And so literally they were just there just to fluff. Like, they just wanted to get the experience of it, of being on the set and all that, but without having to really show your face for life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just go off on thrill of that.
So they just on set eating pussies and sucking dick, just greedy as a motherfucker, eating
Pretty
up all the
much.
pussy.
They get to drink, smoke, and, you know, get their little freak on.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
DeJuan, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Like, you know, as a producer, what's the important? You say you work with a team. Mm-hmm. A lot of production came from teams. Hayes and Porter, Kent Gamble and Huff. That's like throughout the best productions always come in teams. What do you see the importance of having a teammate, somebody that you work with that you can bounce ideas off of? Like, how important is that?
Man, That's very important. My partner Keys ain't here, but he's a quiet person, but he's the genius of the crew. You know, he's the technical person. Like when we work, I'm more of let's get it done, and he's more gonna do the technical part to make sure it gets done correctly. Like he'll stay into. I'm more of energy, like in the vibe. He's more of like, nah, it gotta be correct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when it's together, it meshes really good. You know what I'm saying? It's like a choir.
How the fuck did y'all niggas meet?
Man, keep it real. MySpace. You know, MySpace was like a hub for producers and artists in like 2004, 2005. Like if you was trying to when everybody's trying to figure it out.
Where Hit Boy came from.
Yeah. I met everybody in we all came in at the same time. Hit Boy, us, Drake's producer, like all of us came in at the same time. We came from the internet.
Right.
Beat battles, rock. There was this website called rockbattle.com.
Yeah, rock.
And Keys was
When I hear rock battles, like bass heads.
Oh yeah, nah.
Oh my God.
Nah, it's talking about
Who smoked the most crack and stay awake, nigga? I mean,
nah, it's
and
Rock
fall
Waller the
asleep.
producer. It's Rock Waller the producer.
Rock Waller is his side. Okay.
Yeah, it was his site.
I remember that.
He's actually should be praised for this, but he's one of the first people that have a beat. Like there's this shit called Beat Stars.
Right.
That all the producers is like the most popular shit that producers sell their beats on.
Right.
He was the original of that,
Right.
you know, selling your beats like shit. We survived off that
Right.
website. You know, everybody be clowning why you sell your beats for $250 and $100 on that shit. A lot of producers survived off that shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Making it. So
That's dope as fuck. So you meet Keys in 2004. Okay, I got you. Okay, so now we went in 2008, 2009. How the hell did you meet Nipsey Hussle?
I met Nip through this producer named Phonics from LA. His name is John Barnes, and he knows his brother.
Right.
And he produced for Michael Jackson. His dad produced for Michael Jackson.
Right.
Like, Michael Jackson bad. Like my first entry the first day I came to LA, I went to their studio.
Right.
And I'm seeing Michael Jackson bad plaques and wild shit like
That's dope.
shit I would never see, you're never really gonna see as a producer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he had a relationship with Nipsey and he was his original producer. So he was like, we had a group. Our original group is called the Futuristics. Everybody in LA really knows us as the Futuristics.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But we changed our name for legal.
Right.
So
Stylistics was like, man, fuck that. Yeah, this shit sound too close to our shit. Okay. Now, little
Who's
nigga
hating?
cool and all
nah, that was the inspiration though.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turned and walked out the.
Well.
You're inspirational. That's not this stuff.
Yeah, cause I'm thinking I'm like if we gonna be a group, we gotta think like I feel like all the best music came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
So we I feel like our vibe, our vibe comes from that, like our energy, our musicality, whatever it comes from that. So
Yeah.
we was always on that. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say.
So you met Nip through Phonics.
Okay, I met Nip through Phonics.
How did that happen?
So Nip had just got a record deal with Epic, and Phonics was his producer, and they was running around in New York because Nip had started getting the shit kind of cracking in New York first.
Right.
And they was out in New York, and he was like, Phonics always be like, man, when we get back to LA, we gonna all link up. And it's funny, we never linked up for that time because I didn't really know nothing about like the LA street shit. I didn't know nothing about nothing, so like.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, Nip don't want to fuck with us, but they like, nah, he in the streets. He really out there in the streets, so I didn't really know. So we didn't really fuck with Nip till like 2012.
So you met him in 2008, but didn't fuck with him till
Like
2012.
2012, yeah.
Okay.
And like we pressed him for like a whole year with music, and he was just like, I'm not in the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
then we got reintroduced to him by Lawrence from 1500 to Nothing.
The legendary Lawrence.
And then Lawrence was like, Nip pick all y'all beats by default.
That's
And
crazy.
And we just, Nip was like, who's making all these beats? And he was like, this is the Futuristics I was telling you about.
Right.
And so
He was
like,
expecting
all right,
two old
yeah.
niggas with Jerry Curl. Hey, my name's Earl. This is Thomas.
Real.
And together we are. Right. Okay.
And then I was with Dom Kennedy. Me and Keys was working with Dom Kennedy every day.
Right.
We was working on this album called Get Home Safely.
Okay,
So
fire.
Dom was like, let's go to the studio with Nip. So I was like, for sure. And we went to the studio, and the first song we ever did was Check Me Out.
Wow. Now check me out. Nigga, that's fire.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Woo-wee. That had
So
to be
Nip-
gratifying.
I didn't even know what we was just trying to work with Nip. We didn't even care.
Right.
Like, just as long as he get on something.
Right.
And then he pulled me to the side one day. He was like, man, y'all gonna be my producers. And we just gonna build together. And then we end up getting the studio together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right away. Because he like, y'all ain't leaving me.
Right. That's brilliant. I mean, Nip is already a brilliant person, but what a lot of people don't do is like, when they recognize a gift, you gotta keep motherfuckers who got that gift close to you, man, because that shit rub off. You know what I'm saying? Too many motherfuckers hate when they hear a nigga that got a gift. You know what I'm saying? That's why Nip is gonna be missed, man, because he was a one of a kind, bro. He was really about his people, man. Rest in peace, Nip.
Sure.
So y'all do check me out. Nip bring y'all closer. At this point, was y'all already having a little bit of money? Was you struggling? Like, where were you financially at this point?
You know, I think at that time we was just starting to like make money.
What was the first big check you got? Where you was like, oh, nigga, this is crazy.
Probably in like 2014.
Okay. You don't have to say the amount.
Yeah, but I just know when I seen the check in the account, I was like, ooh, is this real?
How big was your smile?
and nigga probably had $10 in the account.
Oh,
that day.
yeah.
Oh,
so it was
wow.
even.
Hey, what kind of car was you driving before you got to?
I mean, we always, it's, you know, you can always have a decent car.
Right.
But it was like, it got weird when Nip bought the Maybach. I'm like, I'm not buying no new car.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
It's like, I gotta, we Leo, so it's competition. It's like, I gotta come with something better than that.
Right. Yeah.
You a gang here?
Huh? Say it again.
Oh, I'm a Leo too.
You can't pull up with no Kia Rio for nigga. This is why Mitsubishi can lie. It's yellow with yellow leather.
That shit make you think about your whole life.
Hell yeah, that's dope. So okay, because you guys did most of the beats on Nip's last album, right?
Yeah, shit. I mean, we produced 90% of the album.
Let me come on quick. Did y'all do the shit? What's the shit with the Jay-Z sample? Hustle and Motivate. Y'all did that?
We did that.
That's my favorite shit in the world.
Yeah.
I listen to that shit almost every morning.
Yeah.
Real niggas know what I'm talking about. It's fire.
Yeah.
That's my shit, nigga.
How'd you find the sound? How'd you find that sound?
Well, to be honest with you, someone else started that beat, that one in particular.
Right.
And whenever Nip liked something, like he probably sat on that beat for like 6 months.
Right.
And we just finished the record. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
we made
right.
it like, sped it up, added an 808 to it. You know what I'm saying? Made it a record because it was just the song loop. If you hear it, it's just the song looping slow. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So overall, like, so you basically, did you have a sound in mind for the entire album, or you would just make shit and give it to Nip and whatever he picked? You know what I'm saying? Or like, how did you create that whole vibe?
Well, originally, Crenshaw was supposed to be Victory Lap.
I heard that.
Okay.
So, 2 of the beats on Victory Lap we made in 2013.
Okay.
Real Big and Right Hand to God.
Right.
Shit with Marshall and Russian?
Yeah, we did that in 2013.
Wow.
So Nip always was like, I'm gonna keep these 2 records, like for sure, no matter what. He always is like, I'm keeping these.
Wow.
So we always knew them 2 songs was gonna be on his album, no matter what.
Did you? So, oh yeah, that's crazy.
That's fucking great. Because like sonically, I'm sorry. Sonically, that's one of the best songs on the album.
Right.
Because that shit sounds like a nigga set like, look, this shit gotta mean something. That
Yeah,
nigga
no.
singing on the hook,
No,
hey, bro.
for sure.
That
Meant
shit is
something.
fire. I mean,
That song meant
fire.
something for sure.
That shit is fire, bro. That shit is fire.
You had a question?
Yeah.
So what was Nip's process like? You know, once y'all got in the studio, I mean, was he one take Jake or like did you guys?
He definitely wasn't one take Jake. Nip, like I said, he was an energy person, so he might have came back from something from having some good energy, and he might be in the spirit, or you know, he might sit and think about it. Like a lot of music, I think he sat and thought about it before he recorded it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there was times where like I said, it'd be up and down. There was times where he'll be inspired, he'll record, but I was always in there like talking shit, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And that was my whole motto. Like, I'm getting tired of hearing this nigga Mike today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, he'll be there, nigga, just be reading books and, you know, on YouTube and shit, like,
Sound like me.
studying billionaires and shit. I'm like, well, like, I get it, but we in the lab. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll be like, I respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then he'll start recording.
Damn, that's crazy. So you were around when he did one of the most brilliant moves that I've seen a hip hop artist do, when he released a project and he controlled the supply.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about, you know, like, you know, how you guys came up with that, or, you know what I'm saying, that process, or Nip's mind when he created that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We was with this nigga every day, and I didn't know about the $100 CD.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wasn't it $1,000?
It was $100.
It was
first,
$100?
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
And
Tell
nigga,
everybody what project that is.
that's the Crenshaw.
The Crenshaw,
Yeah.
okay.
And I remember he hit us like the day he was like, yeah, I'm about to drop this shit. But he didn't say nothing about $100 CD. He was just like, I'm dropping this shit for free and all that. And then, nigga, when we went and seen that shit, and we like, oh my God, there's people out here waiting. I'm like, all right, you're a genius.
Yeah, that was a genius
Because
move.
it's seeing it and hearing it is two different things.
Because was he fucking with Jay-Z at all before that?
Nah,
or that got Jay's
niggas
attention?
kind of not like, you know, people know mutual, but it wasn't. Jay-Z was like, just respected the energy,
Right.
the move,
Shit.
for sure.
Man, that's crazy, man. So,
But I think Nip wanted to do that to get that energy.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I always noticed that he didn't want people to think he was just like a rapper.
Right.
You know?
Right.
He always got offended when people just like treat him like a rapper. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
He always wanted to be treated like I have a brain, I'm smart, I think about other things outside of, you know, the typical rap shit.
Right.
You know, bitches, weed, the whole, you know, everything.
Hell
everybody
yeah.
think it, you know?
The cliche, the typical.
Yeah, the cliche shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Subject matter.
That's dope, man. Best advice you've been given in the music industry since you started?
Have your own studio.
No, that's some good ass advice.
Who told you, and why is that so important?
John Barnes, Phonics' dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He when he did all Michael Jackson shit, he had his own studio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he still has a studio to this day. So, I just seen what a studio does for people's career.
Right.
If you use it the right way. And I think it's definitely the best thing for a creator like this building. Like, this is a perfect thing to have because this is content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same thing. It's
Right.
like I feel like you have to have it.
Right. You basically can control the kitchen.
Yeah.
You have something you want to say?
Yeah. So would you say that having your own studio, you can that's because I feel what you're saying. So you say that people starting like most artists, they should be looking into doing that because that's where you can make all your mistakes at without having to, you know what I mean? Because people paying all the studio time and going in there and practicing. You know what I
When you
mean?
get a record deal, majority of your budget comes from the studio. So if you own the studio or it's your studio,
You get to keep more of the
you can
money.
keep the money. You know what I'm saying? And Kraig, you've been to Snoop's studio.
Right.
That was probably Snoop's best investment ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Having that facility in that building, because everything that he does comes out of there.
Right.
So
Right.
I always knew, like originally, like we had built a facility with Nip.
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how big Nip was until all these people start coming around and be like, y'all can't be here, and they kicked us out the place and everything. But we was doing positive shit. Like we was trying to have our shit look like Rock Nation, our own Rock Nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we was thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you was asking what I do with the money that we got, a lot of that money went into building that building, and we lost it within a year. So, but I seen the things that we built just in that year span, even though it wasn't fully.
Right.
I just seen what it could be, and I don't think there's nothing better than having a studio. You know what I'm saying?
So, Mike, let me ask you. So, when did you realize you were good? Like, was it somebody that told you, or was this a feeling that you had of like, I'm just gonna keep going and see how far I can go?
There's this dude in San Diego, this rich ass kid, and they paid us for a beat, and I was like, damn, they paid us to make a beat to do some shit that I love. I'm like, oh, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
That's when I knew. I'm like, I can make money off this, because I was like, I ain't trying to get a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not, and I ain't trying to do no negative shit. So I'm like, all right, if I put all my energy into this, you know what I'm saying, then that's the only thing I can think of. I got, like, is music. Like, I always had other skills, but I feel like, my dad's a minister, so he used to say stuff like, hey, you better use your talent or God gonna take it away, my boy.
Right.
I used to be like, what are you talking about? And then
that's some real shit, though.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
Yeah, my dad actually, I got to give my dad a lot of credit, because even though he was a pastor, minister, he was like, go do it. I believe you can do it. He was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Smoke weed.
Huh? Yeah. Hey, yes.
Me in church. What's that smell? It's just the Holy Ghost, Dad.
No, you don't. Hey, no, you know what's crazy? Look, when I was in high school and I used to come in, me and my homies would come in high, he used to be like, you off that purple, huh? That was like a joke. Like,
right.
My mom was like, purple? What are y'all talking about?
So Mike, let me ask you something else. So when people are older, I've always felt like it's easier to make sacrifices because you learn from like past mistakes. But you did this at a young age. So can you tell us about some of the sacrifices that you may have had coming up that you like, man, I can't do this. And you're like, let's say you're 19, 20 years old, but it's like, hey, you're so focused on the vision that you can't do certain things.
Well, I didn't get focused until I was like 25. And I had to make a decision like, all right, what you gonna do? You gonna do music, or are you gonna go get a job, or like what are you gonna do? You gonna go to college? What are you gonna really do?
Right.
Like it was at that point, so I was like, all right. I was just like, I'm gonna just dedicate all my time, energy, everything to music. I was like, I'll go broke, whatever I gotta do. I'll sleep on couches, whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Majority of people that's trying to make it, that's what they had to do.
Right. Straight up.
How did that feel? You know what I mean? Like, how does it feel now, though? Because you know what I'm saying? When you be on them couches and niggas just waking up, walking by you, looking at you like, this nigga still on my couch? And they see you today.
You get to acting the ass.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's like, it gotta feel good, bro. You know what I'm saying? To be at this point and to start from there. Because like you said, most artists and producers are going to start from there. If you're serious about your craft.
And too, you really get to see who believe in you too. Right. Sleeping on the couch and shit is difficult.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it, but when you making strides and working and people see you working, they'll usually help you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean here's some money or some, you know what I'm saying, just I need a place to stay, I'm gonna make it.
Right.
And just let me figure it out. I mean, they're like when we met Nip in 2012, we only had enough money to have the studio or have our own place. So me and Keys was like, we're gonna get the studio.
Right.
We had our studio with DJ Quick.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? It was DJ Quick and T-Fly.
Man.
And so our shit was like
You was there when he was working on that Corrupt album?
I think I
I love Quick, but that Corrupt album, the nigga, that ain't his best work. And I
you
love
the Space Boogie?
what album was it?
Nah, that album wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
He's talking about the one with him.
I know what you're talking about.
I love Quick.
Now you know
That was weird.
Nigga made that album with his ass. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I love Quick, but come on, man. Cause I love it. That's the first. Let me tell you a story about DJ Quick. When I was a sophomore, my homeboy's mother was supposed to be the wedding planner for his wedding. So they got tight. So we had a battle at the high school, right? My boy Carl, then the other homie Omar Salahi, or whatever. So Omar makes a song called "You Can't Win" to that old Rocky melody, dun 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 dun. He made, but the hook is "You can't win, you can't win." Nigga makes 500 copies of the song, passes it out to the whole school. So Carl brings the copy home, brings it to his mom. She like, okay, we got something for this nigga. She take us to DJ Quick house. Quick make this nigga a beat.
Wow. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? We never recorded the motherfucker, but he made him a beat. We chilled with him and Sugar Free, and I forget who else was there. I was only 15, so I don't remember.
that was some legendary shit.
Bruh, I played dominoes with Quick for 2 hours. All we talked about was naked bitches and are you fucking yet and what you do when you fucking the hoes. DJ Quick is one of my favorite dudes on the planet. That's the only time that I ever really spent time with him, but he was a good motherfucker to me.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. DJ Quick gave us, he really showed me and Keys how to vocal produce artists and understanding artist tone and how to record certain artists. And
Right.
I would say like DJ Quick is like if he was a basketball coach, he would be Bobby Knight.
Yeah. No, he on that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So he's like hardcore.
On a production, as far as being a producer,
He's probably the best.
Yeah.
I always tell niggas he's the first dynamic rapper producer.
Oh,
Hands
definitely.
down.
Most definitely.
It wasn't Kanye West.
No.
It wasn't Kanye
DJ
West. It was
Quick.
DJ Quick. Hands down.
Certified legend. Shout out to DJ Quick. So that's cool, man. So at that point, you chose the studio
Yeah.
over having a spot.
Yeah, for sure.
So y'all was sleeping in y'all cars.
No, we was sleeping in the studio.
In the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, it was like, I think we probably got the most work done in a year in our life from doing that.
Right.
Cause we was in, when you in the vibe, nobody can take you out of it. That's another feeling. It's
Right.
like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So here's another question I got. Answer this carefully, nigga. You got to the point you at. There's a lot of niggas at the house. It's like, ain't no way this little motherfucker, man, just made it being talented like that, man. nigga had to joined the Illuminati or done some type of ritualistic shit to get to a space where he's able to work with Nipsey Hussle and make a classic album. Like, that's Illuminati shit, okay? What you got to say to niggas like that?
Hey, that Illuminati shit is funny because it's some truth to that shit.
Right.
It's whatever it is, whatever that is, it's some truth to it. But
Right.
I think whatever your life is destined for, that's what's gonna happen for you.
Right.
And that's whatever it is. I honestly think in my heart, like me and Keys, like God brought us together with Nip because we come from the totally opposite. Like
Right.
Keys don't even cuss.
Right.
Like only thing he might say is nigga, maybe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even met no one like J Keys before.
Right.
So for all of us to like be together and him like take a love for us,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I think that was meant to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think if I would have been a gangbanger, Nip would not willing to fuck with me.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? If who I am and I was a gangbanger, he
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't want to fuck with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think us being the totally opposite, it was easier for us to work. And like we was serious. Like we was so serious, it was like we made everybody around us serious. Like, oh, y'all niggas ain't working? Y'all on bullshit.
Right.
We used to put pressure on everybody to where our shit was like military style.
Right.
Like, that's what people didn't know. Like behind the scenes, like with the music shit, our shit was military. Like nigga, rules on the door, nigga, we don't give a fuck who you are. You know what I'm saying? You're not coming in here and fucking off the vibe.
Who's the biggest bitch ass nigga you ever worked with? Like, this nigga's a bitch,
Huh?
homie. This nigga's a mark. He's a bitch. Fucking.
It's a lot of bitch ass rappers. It's a lot of
Too
them.
many.
It's so many. It's like,
It's hard to say.
yes, cause the thing is, niggas get out of character.
Right.
You know, the authentic rappers, they gonna be them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You gonna see. It's really the niggas you don't expect to be cool be the niggas that be cool.
Right.
And the niggas you think gonna be cool, they be bitches.
Right. Right. Okay, so look. What's the most unexpected call you got in the industry to work with somebody where you was like, I'm here, nigga. This is crazy. Michael Jackson's mama is on my phone right now.
Eminem.
Eminem? Oh, wow.
Wait,
you work with
Eminem
him?
called you?
Well, our old manager Reese, you know, they was all close with Eminem and Exhibit and all of them, you know. They come from that family, so before Proof died, D12 was working on their album.
Right.
And we end up doing a song. And we was like, damn, Eminem rapped on one of our beats. That's when I was like, oh yeah, we're
Wow.
official.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Slim Shady, nigga. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, we're gonna go to a quick break. We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
We're back.
We're back. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just, you know.
Hold on, the cameraman wanna hit the blunt. Go on, man. Hit the blunt, man. The cameraman. God damn, nigga.
So, Mike, I wanted to ask you, because obviously everybody has some type of work ethic of some sort. I like to always focus on work habits. What are some of the habits that you just never ignore when you're working? Like, you have to do this.
It's just like repetition. It's like a basketball player that work on his game. When I work on beats, I try to get better, learn new things. You know what I'm saying? Like, or incorporate new things into what we're doing. So it becomes repetition. Once you know how you get better at something and better, you start noticing change. Like, I can tell the change from in our music from 2010 to 2016. It's a major change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell just technique wise and like little things we did. You know what I'm saying? Even like we had did this project called Slauson Boy 2, and we did every song on there, I think, except for 2. But the thing was, we had dropped a song every single Monday. So the test was, can we make a song every Monday? And a lot of those a lot of good songs came out of us practicing, like Ocean Views and, you know what I'm saying, songs that, you know what I'm saying, people really like.
So is it difficult? So obviously music's always changing, right? Is it difficult if you have like a certain sound and then you see music, it's like, oh, our sound no longer... Is it hard to recreate yourself?
Yes,
every
it is.
time?
It is. That's a great question. It actually is. That's the battle with being a producer, because now there's so many kids that make beats, and these kids they got more beats than us now. You know what I'm saying? That we're older. You know what I'm saying? They got more energy. Their energy is how our energy was when we first came in the game.
Right.
Now it's like, you know, Michael Jordan was dunking. You know what I'm saying? We came in the game trying to dunk all the time, and then now that we older, I'm posting up every time. You feel me? Every single time. Just because I know, you know, it's like experience. But the hardest part in the music industry, I would say, is to keep staying relevant. That's the hardest thing to do.
So how do you stay new?
I mean, to keep it real with you, you got to be around people that's better than you. So me and Keys are around kids that are better than us at this, at making music. You know what I'm saying? And they inspiration might have came from us, but we gonna give them the energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I noticed in the industry, a lot of OGs didn't do. they didn't give energy to the younger generation to move it forward. Niggas complain about niggas so much to where it's like these young niggas have bypassed a lot of the OG producers, triple actually, because they didn't look at it in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? I think the OGs should have told us what we was gonna deal with. How, you know what I'm saying? Because now the rules are changing. Niggas is like, we changing our own rules now because nobody didn't teach us.
Right.
So you can't really say nothing to the young guys but salute. And I was like, I made a decision that I'm gonna be around the flyest young kids possible and who's tight, and I'm not gonna look at the music the way the old people look at the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that jigaboo nigga shit and all that shit? But it was like Dr. Dre and all them was their parents, everybody was saying that shit to them before, and vice versa. And they was talking about bitches and guns and all that shit. They didn't know what that was, but it was a culture that niggas was creating. Right. And it's like now I'm not saying niggas don't need the OGs. We need the OGs. It's just now everybody got to come together and be like, you know what I'm saying? I see what's going on now. Right. Because it's a young man's game. Right. It really is. Yeah.
I wanted to touch on this also, just to tell the audience of how important it is about business. I mean, you created a business with your partner long over a decade ago. Mm-hmm. How important is it to own your own content?
Man, the biggest mistake we ever made was not knowing the value of our music. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if I would have known what I knew now, if I would have known what I knew in 2013 when Nip was doing that, I still didn't really, like, grasp, like, ownership of our music. And to now, and it's like, I wish I can go back and fix those mistakes on the business level, not the music level. Man, we would have been treated, I think, differently in the business if we would have known what we wanted. I think we didn't know what we wanted. And now music is that. It's like ownership. Right. It's like you kind of look weak if you ain't doing the shit yourself now.
Right. Real spit.
Because it's set up for you to do it yourself. Like, remember we talked about earlier about the equipment, right? Right. Like, nigga, we had to... Nigga, it was some green, all type of shit that had to get done for us to get the money for the equipment. Right. You know what I'm saying? And when we got the equipment, nigga, you had to really use that shit. Because it's like, this shit expensive.
Man, man, that MP was so expensive, I couldn't even afford it. I bought a DR5, a Dr. Rhythm. I don't know if you remember that.
It's a Roland, Roland.
That's why I never really advanced in production, because I didn't have the right equipment. If I would have had the right equipment, then I'd have been doing the shit you're doing easy. Oh, man. I'm just saying, some niggas got, you know.
Even if you had an MP, nigga, you got to buy floppy disks, all type of shit. That just wasn't it, nigga.
No, you got to have. See, this is the thing. Another thing to be a great producer, you got to have the sounds.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
If you don't have no sounds, it don't matter how good if you didn't have no sounds, it's like...
That's like being a female prostitute without a pussy. Like,
yeah.
This nigga out here selling shoulder shoulder jobs.
Like 35, man, 45 for some shoulder. Hold on, 45 for some shoulder?
You got some inner elbow offs.
And like to touch on this part too, like, is there somebody that you like you have music for that you want to work with? Like, man, I made this for this person, and it'd be dope to get that person on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes when you make music, you be having people in mind. Like, there'll be days there's artists that we like to be like, I hope they get on it, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But yeah, you always have something prepared. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Can you speak of someone recently?
So you're like, damn, I know if this person's on it, this goes.
Kaylani, we had worked with Kaylani. We had been talking about working her for a long time, and then it kind of finally happened. Like, the energy just aligned.
Right. I just got a text. Some dumb niggas in the world. They want to know if DJ Quick is really fast. Is he really quick?
Oh my God.
Have you raced DJ Quick?
Oh my God.
Come on. That's
a while. It took a second.
I'm hiding them up. That's some foul shit. Look, wouldn't it be crazy?
Quick.
Wouldn't it be crazy if DJ Quick ran like a 5 flat 40? Like, what the fuck? You supposed to do everything quick.
Nigga Todd never said he was fast.
No. What's unconventional or different about your music? Unconventional and different. I said unconventional.
That shit means something though, but not for
It's when you're inside the convention. That's unconventional, nigga. Look at that.
And then also Mike.
That nigga said, fuck my question.
Also, Mike.
Bro, they got this contact high just got I'm relaxed as fuck.
That nigga about to ask that nigga for some snacks, nigga.
You gonna play dominoes?
So you got some funyuns or something, Mike? I'm hungry than a motherfucker.
Domino champion in Cuba.
What would you consider to be, different or like, what's it, non or unconventional? Unconventional about your music. Not as far as like the sound, but maybe the way you go about shit.
Just
He wants you to give him the sauce.
I got the DR5 at the house, nigga. I'm trying to.
We're talking about music. Ain't no pause in the music.
I think it's the drums.
The drums?
Yeah.
Okay. If you probably don't want to get that up, but if you want to talk about it.
I mean, really, to be honest with you, when we create, it's different every time.
Right.
So, you know how like a lot of producers load up the same shit, and we don't really do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it might be different every time. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope right
So
there.
I'm
tired of people doing the same old shit. Like, I'm tired of people doing the same old shit. Like, if you can make your sound be different and you can make it be versatile, that to me makes you a standout producer.
Yeah.
That's one of my things as an artist is like, I feel like in order to be different, you gotta do different shit.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah.
So while everybody is counting to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I might go 1, 2.5, plus 1.5. I'm at 4. Then I may do 0.1, 0.2, and I'm at 5 now. When everybody else just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I always find a different way to get to the same result with my artistry. So that's dope that y'all do that shit too. Who's a slept-on producer where you like, I can't believe more motherfuckers don't fuck with this, or I can't believe more motherfuckers didn't fuck with it back in the day.
I mean,
For me, it's Madlib.
or Daz.
Daz is.
I love that.
Gotta be Daz.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah. It's like, cause the thing is,
my God.
the Daz shit is so tricky because it's like everything that niggas love the West Coast for, Daz touched that shit. So
And
it's
Warren G.
fuck.
And Warren G.
And Warren G, yeah.
Yeah.
But more, I would say Daz and Daz and Superfly, because they really honed in a real sound.
Right.
And they have different tones with it as well.
And it was fly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying? It
part,
wasn't
yeah.
like the music that they was making was so authentic
Right.
that it's damn near hard to duplicate it. You can't even duplicate the shit because it felt like it was a moment. And
Daz is the mid '90s, in my opinion. I don't want to dream about getting paid.
Nigga.
One of the most slept on songs, in my opinion, it's a top 10 hip hop song ever.
no, for sure.
Man.
Because that not only is the beat fire, but what him and Corrupt was talking about in the verses.
No.
Any nigga that's an artist has that. I mean, I don't.
That album was a classic. That album was a classic.
Dog Food is
Yeah,
the
that album's a
best
classic.
duo album ever, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Outkast,
No.
Quimini.
Well, you can do the you can make it like I will say gangster album.
okay.
You know, that album was more. It had a lot of.
Nah, it was a lot of it had a lot. No, I'm not saying it wasn't musical, but that was some gangster shit.
Yeah, definitely.
1,000%.
Okay,
And-
so it's the hardest gangster rap duo album.
I'll give you that. I can give you that.
I can see that.
I'm giving y'all.
I can see that.
Getting paid.
Whatever it is, the crazy thing about Daz is how young he was.
Yeah.
He was, when he was doing all them hits for Dre, he was 17, 18, 19. He wasn't no older.
And what did
nigga.
we say? What did we just say? The game was ran by
Young niggas.
so that energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If Dre didn't give him the energy,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what we got to be a part of. Like I already know, like with you, all these new, you know, comedians and niggas coming out, all these young kids. If you see a nigga got something, nigga be like, okay.
Yeah.
You gon', you know, cause you might be the battery in his back to be the greatest nigga in the world.
Well, I think that's what being an ex-hooper gave me. Because once I see a nigga that has it, I can't hate on that being an ex-hooper. And when you're an ex-hooper, you can see it immediately. Like, this nigga got it.
You got it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody don't have those eyes. They looking for the nigga that's 7 feet. You know, in rap, it may be the nigga with the Bentley and the diamonds. But a lot of times, them niggas don't have it.
Yeah, they don't have it.
It be the nigga in the lobby playing that fire.
Yeah, fire, for
And
sure.
it's another art that we need to talk to people who are dope at their art but may not be where they want to be. It's an art of how to articulate yourself into the game, because if you fire and you come in with that cocky attitude, you can fuck yourself out of a lot of great opportunities.
Facts.
You got to find creative ways to kind of, you know, delve into shit. Tell people about some of the, you know, ways that you kind of would integrate yourself into situations, you know, creatively.
I mean, if, like, for instance, say if I was like a new rapper moving to LA, right? And like the first thing I would do is make myself available to needing somebody needing help. So it could be some basic shit like, bro, I'll roll your blunts.
Right.
See, everybody else might look at you like you're corny, but the nigga that rolled the blunts will end up being an executive nigga.
Right.
And niggas is not laughing. And I feel like that's how you got to work your way out here in LA. Like, you got to earn it the old school way. Hey, okay, you might not fuck with my music right now, but I'll earn it.
Right.
And niggas will respect you through that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like that's the authentic way.
Right. Right.
It's like artist development. It's like working with an artist he's popular, y'all see him now, but you don't know what he had to go through before that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think a lot of people, because of the internet, had to bypass that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the people that go through that, like, one thing niggas don't know about Drake is Drake went to Dr. Dre school. Drake, first person that ever signed him was Dr. Dre as a writer.
I didn't know
So,
that.
yeah, see, niggas don't know. And Drake, nigga, if anybody that knows about Dr. Dre, he's hardcore on writers and artists. He's hardcore. That's why they call him Dr. Dre, because he's, like, on it. And, nigga, he was on Drake. Like, you wrote this? Like, you wrote these songs? So for Drake to go through Dr. Dre school, that's why I understand why he's one of the greatest, because he really came from
Right. One of the greatest.
So why he don't write no more?
Huh?
She said why he don't write.
Hey, look.
Listen, I'm out.
Yeah, that's my
Drake's the
light
greatest
skin
rapper.
brother. Drake is the nigga.
He's the best
Drake,
rapper.
if you want me to
out
knock this bitch out, let me know. I'm playing with you. I'm just saying, Drake, I ain't playing. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Nah, but what was you saying about OVO?
No, I'm just saying Drake's the best rapper,
Oh, hands down.
hands down.
Now?
Yeah.
Drake.
Who's
is the
better
best.
than Drake?
Everybody. No, I'm not gonna say everybody.
Drake is fire.
Drake is fire.
Nah,
Rapping wise though, you're talking like rappers just making.
I mean,
songs.
it's just, see, this is the thing. Now we're going to go to basketball.
Right,
terms.
right,
I'm
right.
going to base it off every category.
Right.
If you base it off every category, he number one.
I feel
He make the best rap songs. He make the best R&B songs. He make the best pop songs.
I give you that.
Songs, and key word what I say, songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. So
I would say
he makes better songs than Jay-Z. These are facts. These are
Alright,
these are facts.
Therapy.
These are facts. And I don't mean that in a disrespect. I mean that in.
That's objective.
This nigga finna tell a nigga in the NBA how to shoot the ball. Nah, nigga, fuck that. Okay? Nah, my cousin shoot better than Reggie Miller. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. Nigga ain't missing 9 years in the backyard.
keep your mic. Still Dozie's mic.
Still dozies.
Okay, so you say, so what is are you saying that Drake don't make the best songs? How? I mean,
I'm saying he makes really good songs.
Nah,
They're all disposable though.
What?
What does that mean?
That means that 5-10 years from now, we're not going to be listening to those songs.
That's a lie.
Does it happen? 5 years ago, what was Drake's top song that you listen to today?
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, I definitely don't listen to that.
I do.
You still do.
You also
I
wear
don't know if I
shirts.
can
can't even
name
think
it,
of
but
it.
you can play Drake.
I mean, it's hard to really. No, it's hard to tell titles, but I'm just saying he got so many fire songs. It's like he got fire songs.
A lot of them, I feel like it came out like 5 years ago.
He does,
People
but
still play that.
think about all the rappers.
Like
that-
Drake so hot, anybody's song he get on, they just everybody is,
millionaire.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's I
But
feel like he
you know,
knows how to pick
I'm
songs,
gonna
too.
tell. And the only reason why I vouch for Drake like that is because I know his work ethic and I know what it is with the producer and the artist thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's kept the same. He's kept the same formula since he's came in the game when he was in his bedroom with his team.
Right.
And the same niggas is there with him in the music. So to me, that means something.
Oh, yeah.
As far as trust, you know what I'm saying? Because even if his team don't make the beats and he brings somebody else, they still a part of it.
Right.
So I feel like that's what makes Drake incredible because, you know, it's known for the producer and the artist not to be cool after. It's the story never ends good with the artist and the producer. It always ends bad. You know what I'm saying? I think because I just think that nobody's never really appreciated the producer. I mean, look how they did Manny Fresh. That's my big brother.
Man.
And they did Manny Fresh bad. He is Cash Money.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they treated him like he was disposable, and that's not true.
Well, I
You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think about somebody like Party Next Door, who's been doing a lot for Drake and
He's a great songwriter. He makes good songs. That's what I think about Party Next Door.
so
He's
as
a
far
great.
as him as an artist, it's just not.
I think the artist is how far you want to take it. I don't know how far Party Next Door want to take the artistry shit, but he's dope. I mean, he make good music. He has a like out there, like in Toronto and shit. I went out there and I was trying to understand why they make like the type of music and shit they make, and it's just because they're influenced by everything because there's so many people and different people in Toronto, so they're just influenced by nigga African
and
everything, and it's like okay that make because I was confused why Drake does all the Michelin music, but they really inspired by everything.
How was it working with Drake?
I ain't never worked with Drake, but I want to.
Oh, okay.
You gonna work with him too. There's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
But he ain't the best rapper.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, so I want to touch on this.
He think ODB is the best rapper.
yeah.
Any nigga looking like me. Is
You co-produced.
This nigga is stupid.
So who's your favorite rapper?
Shabba Ranks.
Really, my favorite, my absolute favorite rapper is Andre 3000. Like there's to me, it's like
Black Dog?
Andre 3000.
Andre. Yeah.
How can
that's
he
just-
not be?
I mean, what do you mean? There's a lot of people that
what
really
I'm
put
saying-
him as number one. I put him as number one.
I mean, he deserves
But
it.
you know what's crazy is I didn't when I got to college and there was a couple homies that used to say that and I didn't understand it until I got older and I was like, okay, I get what y'all saying now.
It's
About
crazy.
like that argument is valid. That's
There's about 8-9 rappers who deserve to be number one. If you take out all personal bias, there's about 8 or 9 rappers in the history of rap that have a legitimate Game of Thrones Lannister claim to the crown.
8.
It's about 8 that are
what it's
deserving.
like Nas, Jay-Z,
Nas, Jay-Z,
Rakim.
Tupac,
Biggie,
Rakim, Biggie, Andre.
Nas.
Did we say Nas already? Ice Cube.
Gotta put.
Who else?
KRS-One.
DMX. DMX.
DMX, hell yeah.
It's right outside.
Yeah,
He's
if
right up.
If you gonna put Jay-Z
I
in
think we're
there,
going over 8 now.
The reason, no. But it's not based on talent level. It's not based on. It's based on all things.
Yeah, Eminem.
Eminem has a claim. I mean, it's a lot. So maybe
Yeah.
more than 8, 9, maybe about 12 or 13 that have a legitimate.
Yeah.
Then you have other niggas who have a legitimate claim, but they don't have all the other shit like the record sales, like your Black Thoughts, like your Redman, Joe. I mean, these are niggas who are as good as the other niggas, but they didn't have the push. So I don't know. I hate having that greatest rapper claim because I just don't think from a complete perspective that
Drake
nobody,
the best rapper.
There you go.
This ain't even. It's like.
Yeah.
I just
works
I
against
know,
you.
but no, I
This
just
era.
study. I really study this rap shit. Like, and his shit's on another level.
Well, can I?
It's on another level. It's like, man,
Would you
it's,
do like him rapping or him doing a
like
ballad?
he just understand music. Like what?
But I mean,
it's
like,
just
if you were
like
to
a.
produce it though, what would you want to like?
If me, I mean,
Yeah,
I
sound
like
for him.
I Drake comes from original hip hop. Like he wanted to be on Slum Village and Lil Brother. That's what niggas don't know
He got
about
a
Drake.
whole
So
album he got a whole album with Knife Wonder.
yeah,
I think he is, and that's
His uncle Larry
his uncle
Graham.
Larry Graham. So that's
Some
But I don't
baby.
think Larry's talking about.
but that's
No,
honestly,
He
honestly,
said-
no, that's fine.
That nigga acting like Larry talking about a rap. Nigga, Larry don't know shit about hip hop.
That's
Like
Larry.
Larry, come on, nigga, you
he
can go
made
ahead
it
one,
funk.
two.
He
That's
made a
funk
good
Larry.
point because he's talking about Drake musically.
Right.
Drake's grandmama held San Francisco down on that organ. Drake's grandmama was the real deal when it
Right.
came to that. When it came musically, his uncles Larry Graham invented slap bass, slide and Family Stone. So music is in that motherfucker's blood. We gotta understand that.
See, but I also think you guys are getting it confused with saying this man is the greatest artist and saying he's the best rapper.
Yes.
Because, all right.
Why don't you just say you don't like Drake?
I love Drake.
Time out.
Sweetheart, I love Drake, but I just wouldn't put him as the best.
Rapper. There's too many.
who's better?
Kendrick is better than Drake.
Well, Kendrick is my favorite rapper, but Kendrick is my favorite rapper.
But I'm saying, like, Kendrick is
But you
better.
could admit if somebody's better, and he's
Yeah,
saying Drake is better.
I mean, you know,
No.
look,
better music.
He doesn't make better music. Time out.
Hold on, let's not turn this into an argument. It's an interview.
Yeah. He doesn't make better
Arguing over
music, though.
bullshit, nigga.
Better music? Do you know that Kendrick is legendary? And
no, he's legendary.
And the fact that he made a
Nah,
funk
Candy
jazz
destroyed my
album.
back teeth. That's what
He
Nah,
made
for
a
sure.
funk jazz album
That
that
is
everybody
right.
rocked to.
Hell
And
yeah.
y'all, in today's era,
you know what it is? It's just like
That's
the with
taking
the
risks.
you know with the Kendrick and Drake shit is like the Kobe and the Bron shit.
Yeah, Kendrick and Drake's going.
That's all it is. It's the same thing.
But look, okay, if you want to talk about rap, I get the argument. But if we get outside of rap and we go into just success and record sales, it's not even close.
Yeah, it's not even.
Drake got
good.
200 Billboard hits, bro.
Just that.
And he's a hip hop nigga at his core.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say,
yeah,
like,
that's
he
what I'm
was saying,
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
him
yeah.
I get it.
Him saying, I'm saying, like Dilla beats and all that shit. He can get on those and murder those. He on some pop shit. Fuck with that.
That's next
It's like-
level shit. It's
it's
like
like-
you got to be a next level
Yeah,
nigga to
man,
do
that shit
that,
is
bro.
hard to
Nigga
do.
stole
That's
my
so
life.
hard to do.
Hey, Kraig, what did he do, Kraig? What did he do?
Drake stole my life, nigga.
Where you want to be a Chico XL impersonator, nigga?
If you don't get your nail Carter,
That's Brandon. That's Brandon. You should
no.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Drake is one of those artists that's like every once in a generation, bro. Like, and I feel how people feel about him. Like, it's not the hardcore hip hop. It's not the, you know what I'm saying, the
Fuck with him,
boom bop shit. But it's like every time he drops something, bro. Like
It's
right
tight.
now,
It sounds
he has-
tight.
He has one of the dopest songs of the year.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something from my perspective.
Laugh Not Cry.
I always, cause my dad is like a gangster, so I never had that complex where I was trying to fit in with the gangster niggas.
Yeah.
I was always the hooping square nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I never felt the need to go on the block and hang with niggas and show that I was down, because that was in the crib, and Pops, you know, pressed me early. Like, that's kind of like some Buster shit, be yourself. So I never was scared to be myself. But when Drake came out, I appreciated him because I felt like he had a similar perspective. Like, he ain't no hoe ass nigga, but he not a gangster. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas got like sideways shit to say about Drake, but ain't nobody running up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Chris Brown
saying?
hit that nigga with a bottle.
Yeah. Right. Did he? I didn't know that. So the reason,
Allegedly, yeah,
the reason I
does a
like
song
Drake
together.
is because he offered that alternative perspective of just a regular everyday nigga that's making fire ass music.
Yeah,
like, nigga, I remember when I was really going hard on this shit, it was niggas who was happy to get shot because they had something to rap about. Because 50 got shot 9
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
listen,
saying? I grew up in that era when niggas.
that was the man, and that's what I'm saying. That music took over the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
still
I can see.
Yeah.
Would you say that like Kanye and Kid Cudi started that shit?
I would
What?
say Kanye.
Started what?
That like that
regular nigga rap?
I'm nice,
Yeah.
right? I can spit, but I'm not no gangster. But I'm fucking hip hop though.
Nah, cause I mean niggas.
That's
That
what I'm saying.
I mean,
Kanye, what? Here's
Like
the
Drake
thing.
was the first
No
one.
disrespect to Kanye. I love you. But I can tell you wasn't a fly nigga before the music.
yeah.
You wasn't getting bitches. You wasn't that nigga. But you were talented
He
though.
opened that door, though.
Drake, you could tell he was already getting bitches and hoes. He was already a fly
He talking
nigga.
about it.
Right.
The way he talk about
so
it.
music, I feel like music didn't validate what the fuck is Drake. I feel, but, you know what I'm saying? You know how some niggas, you know, this music made you, nigga. Like this whole attitude you got and this whole cocky swag is just because you made it. You wasn't a nigga before this.
Yeah.
Some niggas you knew like Nip was the nigga before this. Like he just a motherfucker that people gravitate to, and I don't get that vibe from Kanye, but I do get it from Drake. You was about to, you had something else to say?
I said it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I was gonna say
10
like,
minutes,
your boys, you're like you said, them niggas is creating a genre of music, bro. That's you know what I'm saying. That's like, how long have Drake been on top?
10 years, 11 years.
That shit wild.
Yeah, I'm saying he's never.
It's
had a
wild.
I ain't saying like, even if you got a machine behind you, like we had. People like Jay-Z, we had the people that was always.
It's
on
the
radio,
music,
Ja
bro.
Rule.
It don't even matter,
Ja
nigga.
Rule.
That just lets you know it's the music.
Exactly.
That's
We had a lot
why.
of that already, but shit.
So Mike, I want to ask you this. So
Plus the evolution of hip hop though.
you co-produced a song on D Smoke's album. Now, how did that come about?
Well, Mars. We all know D Smoke and them family, like D Smoke, Inglewood, Sir, and Davion, they're brothers, and then Tiffany. So they're like real, like the special music family in Inglewood. So we've known them, you know, for a little bit. So Mars pretty much set it up with D Smoke because, you know, they all knew each other. So that's how it happened. Because D Smoke's brother always be at our studio, Davion.
Right.
So that's pretty much how it happened.
Oh, that's dope. D Smoke is fire. D Smoke is fire.
What is like your most memorable song that you created?
I mean, it'll probably be one of the songs off Nipsey's album just because of, you know, him not being here and it means so much even more. Not like I didn't understand what the words meant, so I'd probably have to say like the Real Big song. Like that shit was like he was talking about it like it was a real song. Probably that one for sure.
Gotta feel that. Yeah,
Man, that's
real shit.
damn. That's fire, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I love that shit.
You know, to real niggas from Southern California, like I know me personally, like Nip is something bigger to me than what a Tupac would be to most niggas.
Yeah.
Because Nip is the first one that's one of us, like a Southern California native that really spoke our shit. I mean, in my generation. Quick
Yeah.
did it for his
Yeah.
generation and Drain him, but for my generation, he was the first nigga around my age to rise out the, you know what I'm saying, the destruction of LA and really tell some shit that could apply to anybody that grew up in gang culture in you know, LA County.
And was the real if somebody that came from LA and didn't know nothing about LA and then you met Nip, you'd be like, oh, this is what some LA should be on.
And he was the one. I get disappointed when I think about him because I really feel like he was the one. You know, so we, you know, but yeah.
He the one that told niggas it ain't nothing to share your homie music, nigga.
Right.
He the one that told niggas, hey, this ain't what y'all think it is. We moving this way.
No, for sure.
And he was finna change like that. The whole West Coast changed after that. Like we talk about on the show all the time. We don't have a lot of killing enough artists over here like that because we understand shit is so protected for us. You know what I'm saying? The vibe and it's already so much gangster shit you can go deal with outside of music. We go to music. We trying to get away from that.
You're trying to get away from that,
You know what I'm saying? So we're all in it. We're all in this shit together, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's a big gang culture out here, the music culture is together.
Right.
And that's for the first time in a long fucking time. For sure. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, if it was anything you wanted people to know about you, what would that be?
Well, right now we in the pretty much in a, I guess you say, a new change. It's about to be 2021, so we, you know, got new beginnings with our career just as producers. You know, we stepping into the film world now.
Hell yeah.
You know, that's basically how we met Kraig, working on a movie. So that's just like our new journey, you know, and we're going to be building young artists, but I think we're going to be really start focusing on the film world and the TV world. So that's like our new beginning, I guess, you know.
Hell yeah.
Are you coming out with a score?
You know, right now I'm in student mode, so we like learning as we go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the process even to just recording.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to learn it all over. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a different process than just, you know, working with an artist in the studio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of learning as I go, and then we're going to figure it out because it's, you know, it's music, but I definitely have been inspired by, you know, one of the reasons why I came here is because we were telling Kraig, like, you know, we pay attention to anything that's hot on YouTube, anything that has to do with new energy, whatever it is, and it was like we want to be a part of that.
Right.
So the best way to be a part of it is, you know, learn.
Right.
So that's where we at right now. But we just did our first movie, like literally produced the whole thing.
Hell yeah, that shit fire too. Shout out to Baron Davis, man. Domino. 1 minute left.
1 minute.
Yeah, man. Should tell the world where they can find you, man.
Mike and Keys on Instagram, Twitter. Our website's coming in like 2 weeks. We're gonna be dropping, you know, our merch and our sound kit. You know, just little things here and there.
Right. Dope,
Keep the energy
man.
going.
I appreciate you coming and fucking with the show, man. It means a lot to me, man. Thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, if I owe you something, I'm not going to be able to give it to you. But if you want it, you can get it from God. Nigga, that's been the show. Man, that was dope-ass interview. You know what I'm saying? Damn,